All right, good evening officially now, and welcome to our 2025 Winter Camp Leader Meeting, our little webinar that we will do tonight to guide you through any questions you might have, answer questions you might have about Winter Camp, just give you some more of the details, and help you be well prepared to attend the camp at the end of the month. So starting off, my name is Matt Kaufman. I'm the camping director for Greater St. Louis Area Scouting, serving kind of as the camp director for our winter camp program. With us this evening also is Sharon Renfro, who is our program director for winter camp. If you've been to Rhodes, France the last few summers, you'll have seen Sharon there in leadership roles, either as program director or camp director, depending on the year. So we're excited to have Sharon on board for winter camp to help us make this a memorable experience for all the scouts and leaders who are there and make sure that everyone has a good time. We'll just remind you all that there is a Q&A function in the meeting tonight. You can use that to be able to ask any questions that we may not cover. And again, we'll kind of take a little time right at the end to also cover any that we haven't kind of covered naturally and make sure that your questions are all answered before you leave. Hopefully you've had some time to review the leader guide for winter camp and know kind of a little bit about what's going on and what we're going to be talking about tonight. That is kind of what we're going to do, is just a review of all of the items in there and then be able to answer some questions to make sure that you're all squared away. So starting, obviously, making sure that everyone's aware of dates and times for the 2025 event here. This is our first time doing a winter camp program and very excited. So we kind of planned a short camp, but we know this time of year is really hectic. So we wanted the first day to be that later in the day thing that gets you a little bit more travel time or just time to where you don't have to rush that day. So arrival will begin at 2 p.m. We hope that everyone is there at camp before 4. So once you arrive, we'll walk through all the check-in process, which we'll talk about here tonight. And then departure really any time that morning on the 31st. So, but we're hoping to have everyone going by about 9:30. We will have breakfast available that morning. We'll talk about that. But really, otherwise, it's breakfast, get packed up, and then you guys can head out and enjoy and celebrate New Year's Eve in whatever scout-like manner you choose, as my bad joke has been for it. All right. So upon arrival on the 28th, if you've not been to register or to Rhodes, France, you will notice as you come into the parking lot, there's a small tan building right on the corner of the parking lot, right by the flags at the camp. That is where you will come to check in. We need at least one adult to come to that check-in area at the registration building. We're going to be making sure that we've got a roster of everyone in attendance. If you're attending kind of provisionally, where there's not a full unit attending, they'll still come there to check in. It'll just be done individually. If you're attending as a unit, we're not collecting your medical forms since this falls under a short-term camp. So the rules and guidelines are you have them with you and accessible if needed, but the unit themselves will hold on to it. We'll mention a little bit more in detail about what might be a little different for provisional scouts when they're attending. At that check-in time, we'll kind of give you the lay of the land and let you know where you're going to be heading. You'll know your campsite assignment ahead of time. We'll send that out the week of the 22nd. But we do want to make sure that you head back there. We'll let like one unit or one vehicle per unit go back at a time. If it's a small crowd overall. We've got about 40 people, well, 40 scouts registered for the event, and it'll be daylight time, so I'm not as worried about the traveling back to the campsite. So as long as we keep the number of cars going back to a minimum at each site, we'll let you take gear back in a vehicle and then bring the vehicles back out to the parking lot for this event. So that'll keep it nice and easy for you if you are traveling and have a bunch of stuff packed in the car. We know winter camping, sometimes you need extra gear. I don't want to make you all carry that on wagons or anything else back to the sites. So that'll kind of be that check-in day, and then we'll cover other things for the schedule for that first check-in day on Sunday as we go throughout reviewing the schedule tonight. I mentioned campsite assignments are going to be on that week of the 22nd. We're going to try, unless someone has requested one of the further out campsites, we're going to keep everyone to closer campsites to the central area of camp just for convenience for throughout the camp. Makes it nice if you're closer to the front part of the camp. You can get readily up to the dining hall, etc. And as Sharon is plugging in where she's going to do all the classes, she's doing her best to keep those in good proximity as well. I will mention it is camping, so there's not going to be cabins. It's tent camping, as it's stated in the leader guide, and so it is, going to be what the weather is. We're going to hold the event. So the QR code that you see there on the screen is actually just a guide that Scouting America has for cold weather camping preparedness. It also has some other links on the page that takes you to, just to make sure if you need additional support in figuring out what you need to bring, you can utilize that as a resource. I You cannot really trust the weather forecasters, meteorologists, and all, I think. But they are saying the second half of December is supposed to be a little warmer than it has been so far, and especially warmer than it's going to be this weekend. So hopefully the it's not an unbearable cold, but it is winter. We know it's going to be cold weather, and we're actually kind of looking forward to that aspect of it as a just different experience for all the scouts. So for this event, we do have that provisional camping option where individuals can attend without their unit. So if you are a parent or a leader of a scout that will be doing that and watching this, just note they will be assigned to a group that then they will be put with that group, leadership provided for them. They'll know who their contact is throughout the entire time, what they're supposed to be doing. The difference, if they're attending provisionally at check-in time, they'll come up, check in with us. They need to bring us the copy of their medical form. So that's going to be part A and B of the Scouting America annual health and medical record, and also any of the prescription medications that they may have with them in their original containers. So not like a travel pill box or any of that. We do need it in the original container so that we know for sure what is what. So bring those to check in if you are camping provisionally, so that scouts attending on their own. Otherwise, units are going to handle that as they would for any normal weekend camp out or usually summer camp as well. That's really the only difference for those provisional scouts is how we're providing leadership or going to team them up with another unit, just kind of depending on how things shake out. But we want to make sure everyone has a chance to attend, so we wanted to have that option available for the winter camp. Again, just remind you, if you do have any questions, I know there's only like 5 or 6 watching. So if you do have questions, pop them into that Q&A option on your screen, and we will take care of getting those answered. In the leader guide that was published, which that QR code will take you to the PDF of the leader guide if you haven't seen it already. There's a packing list in there. One thing that we want to make sure you do understand, we are not going to bother with uniforms at any point. People are going to be bundled up. We're not going to see them anyways. We want people to dress for the warmth and not worry about having to change into a uniform, etc. For flags or anything else. So they don't need to bring them. They don't have to have them with them. They don't have to wear them. They can if they want, but we're not going to require that at any point throughout the program. But that leader or the packing list is near the end of the leader guide. It's actually, I never put page numbers. Never mind. It's just like the second to last page in that leader guide. It'll kind of tell you what you should plan to bring. One thing I will throw out there that just based on how the weather has been going already and such cold temperatures really early on, right now, the showers at the shower house will not be available. There will be restrooms available in there. with flushing facilities, etc. But the showers themselves are more than likely going to be winterized at that point. So plan for that ahead of time, whether that mean dry shampoo or wipes or something else that you can utilize as you need for that short-term camp to take care of hygiene wise, whatever you might need. Campsite wise, it was published in the guide that the water will not be on in the campsites. A lot of camps and Roads France is no different. Water lines are barely under the ground if they are under the ground at some points. So once temperatures are freezing, we have to have those lines drained, and it's not a quick on and off for those things. So we've got the latrines, the pit toilets will be available, but there won't be the running water in the sites. We will have running water in the central area of camp, and we can help transport water to the sites as needed, or if you need to come up, use one of the wagons, whatever else that we've got, you can do that. But as far as running water, it will just be in the central area of camp, and we can again help out with that. So again, review through that leader guide, make sure anyone that is attending has had a chance to look over it. It's been published for months and months and months, so hopefully everyone has done that. So next, we wanted to just take a moment, make sure everyone understands kind of how the schedule is going to work for the event. So you'll see on your screen that arrival day. So we talked about checking in between 2 and 4 p.m. on the 28th. So arriving and getting checked in, getting settled in your campsites all at that time. At 4:30, we will hold a leader meeting in the dining hall at camp, and we'll have a regular printed schedule, and we'll put a regular schedule up online as well, a little bit before the event. But 4:30 leader meeting, so a representative from each unit. All the leaders hopefully have one there. Senior patrol leader, if you're attending as a full troop, are more than welcome to attend as well. And that's just going to be a brief meeting to make sure everyone's got what they need, that we're taking care of you in whatever way we need to, and cover any last minute changes if there are any. Then that evening, we'll do a flag ceremony at 6:10, lower the flags for the evening, and then do dinner in the dining hall. At 7:20, we're going to gather at those same flagpole area for our opening campfire that our staff will put on a few skits and songs and some kind of entertainment for you all before then dismissing back to the campsites for the night. And then we ask lights out around 10. Obviously, if you're still up around the fire and just quiet and respectful of those around you, that's okay if you're up a little past 10. We're not gonna throw a fit about that as long as you're being good neighbors to those around you. Then for the 2 full program days, they're going to look very similar schedule wise. The first one being that Monday, December 29th, that is going to be our ugly holiday sweater day. So finding your gaudiest. I picked out one yesterday actually because I did not own one that fit me. And so I picked one out yesterday that I really like a lot. So I'll have that day. But we will do flags both mornings at 7:55, so just before 8 o'clock breakfast, where we'll do that at the dining hall. So we'll do flags, move over to the dining hall for breakfast. We'll cover any last minute announcements for the day to make sure everyone's good to go. And then they'll roll into the merit badge sessions after that. So they have had a chance to look over the class catalog, get signed up for classes, and see how that all is going to work. So there'll be a 3 hour session that morning, and then we'll break at noon, and then 12:15 we'll gather for lunch. And then 2 o'clock, another 3 hour merit badge session will begin. So that'd be that session 2. So essentially, they're working on 2 badges throughout the 2 days. One being that session 1 in the morning, one being session 2 in the afternoon. I'll throw this out there. We're working on things. A couple of the classes currently only have one scout in them, and we may look at the possibility of pairing up classes. So they may end up earning a third if we get that worked out and they can work through those things. But we'll let you know if that's going to be the case for sure. We still know that other people are going to sign up. I had 5 more Yeah, five more scouts sign up today. So if you have others that still want to get signed up, they're more than welcome to do so. We encourage it. Want to have as many there that want to attend. So then after that last Maribetch session on that first full program day, we'll break at 5 o'clock. You'll have some free time. That is a mistype of where it says 5:10 there. That should say 6:10. I just caught that. So 6:10 will be flag lowering. So just after 6 o'clock. So you have about an hour of free time uh, after the sessions wrap up for the day. 6:15 dinner, and then that first night's going to be our game night and karaoke. We have some board games and card games there at the camp, but feel free to bring your own, whether they want to do Magic the Gathering, Dungeons Dragons, whatever else that they where individuals can take part in that, and it gives good entertainment for those playing games as well. So all of that in the dining hall where it's nice and warm, so they can party away until about 10 o'clock, and then we ask that they make sure they're back in the campsites and good for the night. Tuesday will be very, very similar throughout the day with one additional program opportunity at 1:15. So after lunch, those that want to do it, it's not a mandatory thing, but we'll do a little sign up ahead of time to make sure that we know if anyone is. We will offer the chance for them to do a polar plunge at our lakefront area for those that wish to participate. Some people really like that kind of thing. I have never understood it, but that's okay. Um, That'll be an option for them there at 1:15 if they want to do so. We'll have time to wrap up with lunch and get them down to the lakefront area if they wish to do it. Um, and then we'll kick back into that second merit badge session at 2 and again go till 5 on Tuesday. Now, Tuesday is crazy hat day, so they can, as long as it's a scout appropriate hat, get their wildest, craziest hat out there for that day and just really show it off. They may have unique stocking caps, beanies, whatever else. Some the big cat in the hat looking tall hats, whatever. We're all game for it as long as it's again appropriate. That evening, again, I it's the same. I copied the page, so it still has the typo for the when flag lowering will be. It'll be just after 6, 6:15 with dinner. And then that night, we will ask that the scouts in attendance do a little bit of entertainment, and we'll explain to them where they'll sign up for skits and all while they're there. But we'll do a short closing campfire with those. And then we will move to the dining hall for a movie night. We're working on what movie we are going to show, but it'll be a fully age appropriate one for everyone that's there, and have a good time with. Again, we'll bring out some snacks and all for the movie night happening there in the dining hall. Throughout those 2 days and also on Sunday during arrival and a little bit into the evening, we will have the camp trading post open as well. So whether they want to grab some little souvenir things or little toys, games, we'll have a limited supply of some like concession type things, but not a lot. Being right at the end of the year, we're in between a lot of programs that happen, so we won't have the trading post food items fully stocked as you would see, the rest of the year. But we will have some items available there. I'm actually working with our retail manager to make sure that we've got a little bit of drinks and things ready to go. So then that'll wrap up the formal program. On Wednesday, that 31st, we will do a breakfast at 8. Our plan right now is to have like a hot grab and go breakfast. So you can come up and get it at the dining hall. If you wanted to sit down and eat, you'd be more than welcome to do so. If you want to have your everything all packed and come up at 8 ready to leave and just grab it and take it on the road, that'll be okay. It'll be an individually packed. I think we're doing like hot breakfast sandwich, hash brown, that kind of thing. So it'll be nice and easy for you to take on the go, but we didn't want to just do like a cold breakfast. So we're gonna pack it up something warm that morning again. Um, so that you can be on your way. And then we ask that the last groups are leaving by about 9:30. That way the staff can wrap up and get out at a decent time as well to go celebrate with the new year. All right. Merit badges, we've talked how the schedule is going to go, and you've seen that in the leader guide as well. Make sure that your scouts have selected classes in the registration. Um, Make sure that they're preparing with any of the prerequisites that are listed in the class catalog. So if you don't know where that class catalog is on the actual event registration page under attachments, you'll see it there. Um, we tried to do, we didn't do any prerequisites that weren't necessary, but some are, especially with the limited time available in the 2 days. Although we actually have about an hour more than you would normally in a summer camp badge um, over the course of the 2 days. You don't need to bring blue cards. All the records will be electronically provided to the attendees after the camp. So we'll send you information on how you access that report after you go home. We'll make sure everything's entered properly so that you can get it. Then you will have to either as leaders or as parents of those scouts or the scouts themselves somehow get that information to your unit leaders so that they can plug it into Scout Book and make sure that all the advancement is tracked properly. We cannot, as a council, we can't upload things to Scout Book directly for you, so it still needs to go through that process where you guys take it back, record it, and all of that. But again, it'll be easy breezy, and you'll have all of that. We'll hand out patches. We haven't worked out exactly whether we're going to do them at the beginning when you check in or at the end as you're checking out. We'll figure that part out and make sure that everyone does get an event patch um, for attending as well. We do have a couple of different leader trainings available for the leaders that are in attendance, and I know some have signed up for those, so that's great to see. We will be offering Introduction to Outdoor Leader Skills, or IOLS. That'll take place Monday, basically all day Monday, and then Tuesday from 9 till noon, just on the morning, so kind of in a half day that day to wrap up any of the remaining coursework for that training. If you're unfamiliar with that one, that is the one course to become fully trained as a Scoutmaster or assistant that you have to do in person. The leader specific training you can do online, but the introduction to outdoor leader skills you've got to do in person. So we wanted to make sure that was offered. And then we have a lot of people end up requesting, an NRA basic rifle course. Leaders are always looking for ways to get those NRA certifications. So we have a trainer, so we made that work. So Monday and Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 5 will be spent for those that sign up for that over at the shootings or range and target activities area, I guess, the completing that NRA basic rifle course. But otherwise, and we will also make sure that we get those records turned in so that those get properly applied to your scouting record to show that you've completed those and fully trained, et cetera, in each of those, whichever course you do take. If you have not yet signed up for a leader training and would like to, you can still go into your registration and make that selection if you wish. All right. So I went through that kind of quick. Well, not as quickly as I thought looking at the clock, but want to open it up for a moment if you have any other questions. And actually, real quick, since there are only a whopping 5 of you, I'm going to just change permissions real quick and I'm going to click allow mic for each of you. So if you want to unmute and ask a question rather than typing it, you're more than welcome to do so. Should be available for each of you now. And but if not, then we'll be able to wrap up rather quickly and let you get back to your hopefully warm evening at home.
Hey, this is Nathan. I would just want to
Yep.
know, will there be any branding available during the week?
Hmm. Um, We hadn't thought about that, but let me think on it a little bit, and we'll look at the staff list that we've got and see if someone is good for that. So we'll look into it, Nathan. I'm not entirely sure at the moment because honestly, we just hadn't thought about it. But we do have some brands, and we do have one individual that's really good with it, but he's also taught some others. So we'll look at who we have available, and we'll let you guys know.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, good idea. Like I said, we've not done this before, so we'll learn as we go.
There you go. And then just one other question. With the polar bear plunge, is there
Mhm.
a patch or anything that the kids get for that for jumping in?
We hadn't done anything up for it yet. We could do just one of the, I mean, we have some just generic polar bear patches we could do.
There
Oh,
you go.
Sharon, do
And
you have an idea?
we also have Thunderbird coins that are
Oh, that's
specific
right.
to Rhodes, France, and Thunderbird stickers specific to Rhodes, France that we gave out during the summer for the plunges. And so we'll have those available for them as well if they're brave enough to do it.
Outstanding. Good deal.
I forgot about the coins. All right. Any other questions? All right. Not seeing anyone unmuting. So, Sharon, do you have anything that you want to add or say before we kind of wrap up?
No, I think it's going to be super fun. If you have scouts that are interested in fire safety, we do have an expert coming out to teach that. Mike Foster is going to come out, and he does an excellent job with that. Usually takes them to the fire station. And that is one that we have space in. Radio also, we're bringing an expert for that. So if you have scouts who are interested in using the radio equipment, those would both be ones that are unique and not as easy to get in other places.
Okay. I did throw you. You all are the first ones to really see it, other than like Sharon and I. Maybe the patch that will be available for attending the camp for everyone, or not available. You're all going to get that for attending. Is up on the screen, so we're excited. It's kind of a fun patch. I like it. Anyways, if there are no other questions, again, if you come up with any after tonight, feel free to reach out. Contact information for me should is on the website for sure. And you can reach out anytime via email. And just get any of your other questions answered. We'll also have some other communication coming to you guys prior to the event, just with the campsite assignments, if you're a provisional camper, who you're actually going to be assigned with, etc. All of that'll be available as we get closer. But we, again, not seeing any other questions. Appreciate you taking the time to listen in tonight to have a couple questions. That's always good. And we will look forward to seeing you at the end of the month. And we're, again, really excited, ready to have more and more people still sign up. And thank you once again for attending tonight.